girls there too. It's okay. So we just, we have a little surprise for you downstairs. So you can go and see the surprise.
Birthday boy.
Happy birthday,
Tileman, did you write me a speech?
You're on your own, buddy. You're 65. You're grown up.
Thank you so much.
Were you surprised?
Hi, sweetie.
Fish?
Yeah.
Turn the light on and see who's here.
Oh my God. Okay, so this guy, we swam across the canal together when we were kids, and I remember in July, my mother threw me in the shower afterwards, and we went to Lansdowne Park once, and we found the light switch and turned on all the lights at Lansdowne and turned all the sprinklers on.
And you and Mike were very good at getting your chin straps from helmet.
Yeah.
Getting a what?
You would run on the field after the game.
Still the chin straps in the mental picture.
Oh, such a photo.
She's great.
Pop the fan.
Oh gosh. Oh my God. I guess our Halloween picture on the front of Hopewell at the stairs. This was 5-year-old kindergarten, for God's sake. Anyway, I look around the room, I see everybody and see all these crazy
Makes you feel old, eh?
Yeah.
No, because we all look the same.
We're all young.
Yeah, same boat.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to going to Shoppers Drug Mart because I hear we get a sale. Seniors get a sale.
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Wednesday's
on transit is free.
Yeah, wow, this is a shock. So thanks, everybody.
Ah, it's all right.
I suppose it's time to say
We
that's
pulled
it.
it off? Seriously?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mark. Happy birthday to you. No, yes, no.
You want to sing a song together?
Let's see that curtsy again.
Okay, so, you know when you're getting older, when you think about your birthday, and the one word that comes to mind, I know it's a bit smarmy, a little, bear with me, Tyler. The word is grateful. And, you know you're getting old when you think that you really are grateful, right? Because I think growing up, it's just not a word you think of. But I have to say tonight, with everybody here, I'm really grateful for what I've had and what I have right now. And I started when I came down because I was a little taken aback, obviously, and I saw Jack and I saw Mike and I started to tell stories of when we were kids. And this guy, by the way, is the original hippie, the original rocker. I gotta tell you, he loved the Stones before anybody loved the Stones.
He loved getting
and he knew how to play every guitar lick, honestly. Yeah. But I look around the room and I can honestly look at each person and I can say there are amazing memories, okay, of us together. Because when I think of Lewis, I think of Israel together. Well, first we grew up together. Marilyn and I, your sister, were 3 days apart. But being in Israel together, Lewis was going to make watermelon juice and become a multimillionaire by selling watermelon juice. We have all these family stories.
That succeeded.
And seeing you guys together and getting to know you, Liang, and now this amazing miracle. So that's just one little piece, and I could spend the whole night talking about that. And then I look at these characters right here, and we have so much history. I think of so many memories. Crotch Lake, for example, camping trip. Crotch Lake. These are all like in-jokes, right? They're in-jokes that you grow up with. The Joberties, I mean, the boys being best friends, but our camping trips, being soaking wet through the gills on these camping trips.
They made me do it.
Crazy. When I think of the Garbers, I think of so many different things together, but I guess something that stands out for me is we went camping together. These guys have this humongous honking RV, and Ellie and I, we show up in our little
Two-person tent.
But it's the only 5-course breakfast I think I've ever had camping, and Natalie is an amazing cook. So all of these kind of things come to mind. David, they toured together a couple of years. We shared a lot, and I think of our choir and Paul Ross and I standing behind David, and we're rehearsing a song in Latin, by the way, on Douglas, because our choir leader is Catholic, and he's teaching us Dona Nobis Pacem.
Yeah, that's right.
And we're going to rehearse that and sing it for the kibbutz, for God's sake. So Paul and I are standing behind David, and we're rehearsing, and Richard Lohmüller from Germany, a very severe, wonderful guy, but very serious guy, he's leading the choir. And so Paul Ross and I, in the middle of the song, and David's standing right in front, we go 1, 2, 3, and we pulled David, he's got these SUNY Binghamton shorts, he went to university, and we drop his drawers, and he's standing there in his underwear in the middle of the song. And the look on...
It was right on Pacem. No, Miss Pacem. Then they went down. I love it.
Okay, I know.
Don't tell too much.
I'm taking too long. Oh, right. Auntie Catherine, we also grew up together. Your mom and all that she gave to us and you gave to us, and just amazing stuff. I could go on. Myra, I guess in later years, and Donna, so close to our 2 kids. I'd say early on, as we talked about earlier, it didn't happen, but in later years becoming so close, and Myra, Raina coming out to the farm and so on. And I also like to say that my sister has done a lot in looking after my brother, and does it without any fanfare, and just very dedicated. So just want to mention that. So you guys, just so many wonderful occasions together, Fran. You guys always step up for the family. So you go around the room, you look at everybody, and you say, wow, that's what it's about. You have so many memories and so much experience together, and I look forward to many more years of doing these kind of things together for
The next
I don't know.
65.
I better shut. Okay, Kate, come on. Yeah. Let's go.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, sorry to interrupt your conversation, but we're going to present the first number of our program to honor Mark. So, with apologies to Gilbert and Sullivan, we're going to sing you your first special 65th birthday song.
Now, are you recording this?
Yes, okay.
CD to fall.
Ready? And that's We are gathered here to say it's Marky Palmer's big birthday. So raise a glass and start the chant. And so will his sister and his cousins and his aunts. And so will his sister and his cousins and his aunts. And we are his sister and his cousins and his aunts. Sister and his cousins and his aunts. Mark has traveled worldwide, Ellie hiking by his side. One word he never says is can't, and so say his sister and his cousins and his aunts. So say we are his sister and his cousins and his aunts. His sister and his cousins and his aunts. An athletic man is he, with a bad shoulder and bum knee. You'll never hear him swear or rant. And so would his sister and his cousins and his aunts. We are his sister and his cousins and his aunts. His sister and his cousins and his aunts. The many families of Tamir no longer worry or have fear. All good wishes Mark would gladly grant, and so would his sister and his cousins and his aunts. And we are his sister and his cousins and his aunts. His sister and his cousins and his aunts. He is the leader of our clan, devoted dad and family man. His love of Harleys we hope he'll recant. And so do his sister and his cousins and his aunts. We are his sister and his cousins and his aunts. His sisters and his cousins who do love him by the dozens and his
Catchy hook.
And Nancy Bird.
I feel like that's literally gonna pop into my head later. It's just like,
When you were young and had lots of hair, many years ago, cooking on an oil rig and traveling for fun. Don't you know he's Morse Palmer's son? Playing guitar till 2:45. Glad to be alive. We'll still adore you. We'll be there for you. Now you're 65. Milking the cows in Israel. There you met a girl. Traveled then to Holland where the windmills fly. Kissing in the tulips, oh what a guy. Got on a bike and rode to town hall. You made her your wife. She'll still adore you, she'll be there for you. Now you're 65. Every summer you rent a cottage in the Red Pine Camp where you had a ball. You would slash and play. Wife and children on your knee. Ellie, Josh, and Raina. Now we surround you, family and friends. Marky Mazel Tov. Celebrate your special year and start on a high. Yours sincerely, our favorite guy. We love you dearly, Marky Markoo. So it's no surprise. We'll still adore you, we'll be there for you. Now you're 65.
Happy birthday. I know you're being swamped with musical presentations, so I'll keep mine short. The story goes that this song was written by a cousin of Jimi Hendrix, Johnny, who kept the original family name of Hendrix. And so it sounds like a rip-off of Jimmy's Little Wing to me, but when I heard the lyrics, it made me think of you, so I hope you enjoy this. Well, he's noshing, outward bound, did I mention, he's the biggest mensch in town. Strawberry shortcake, chocolate mousse, and bagel.
So it's a wee gift.
Maren, do I open
Just
this
the bottom
first, or it
first.
doesn't matter?
It doesn't matter. Well, ask Ellie.
The bottom one first.
She wrapped it.
You cannot tell between the big and the small one.
You do have
It looks like a melting.
What's that?
I don't know. Okay. Oh, I know.
You can rip.
Twice apparently.
Feel free to rip.
No, that's gotta wrap the Christmas presents.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
Whoa!
Jimi Hendrix.
Look at that.
Oh!
I have that before.
Is it actually an original poster?
That's the same album that I just spoke about, 1967, and yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah. It changed my life, and that's why I didn't have a real job until I was age 40. That's why I'm still working today, ladies and gentlemen.
That's funny.
You remember
So,
getting that gift?
It's a puppy, the other one?
Sorry.
You remember getting it?
I'm so bad for that.
That was bought. That was bought at the Vancouver Folk Festival about quite a few years ago.
When we were in...
No, I got it.
Oh, baby! Album to match. Thank you.
Okay. And can you read that? Do you have your, just on the left to start with?
That's not yours.
There's remedial reading classes we take.
Somebody else.
I've seen this blueberry. The evolution of the Mark Palmer chocolate palette.
Okay, the evolution of the Mark Palmer chocolate palette.
Are you sure? Okay.
Nate, you want me to do that part?
Yes? Can you see it?
Nature or nurture, genetic or environmental.
Okay, so that's what this is all about. Then there's lines.
Okay,
Okay. You know what I mean? Where this is going?
okay,
Okay, so with the history of chocolate, and you don't have to in
okay.
our family. We don't, I
Okay.
did the cartoons and,
Look at that.
okay.
Wow.
So that's in the beginning.
So it's talking about our grandmother Blub. We called her our grandmother Blub. God knows how that came about.
Bubby.
Yeah.
I think
Bob.
John probably
Bob.
pronounced it
And,
wrong.
I guess chocolate cake, her recipe, and
Yes,
pass
and there,
along.
but there's, you know, and other things happening. Yes, and then there's,
Oh, Dad's famous fudge. Our father made fudge. He made two things: fudge and spaghetti. Good sauce, spaghetti sauce. Yeah.
okay, spaghetti sauce. Well, we could have put the
could have put
Hoppestock
that in,
on it.
right,
The
right, right.
Hoppestock's coming up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So it's just, yeah, kind of.
Oh yeah, the chocolate marshmallow roll. Forgot. Oh, that's from they made from
And
Greta's.
Greta's,
It's Greta's recipe.
no, this one's Greta's, yes.
Oh, the chocolate macaroons. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
And the beginning of the Mark Palmer glow, the chocolate glow that we have.
And Myra's done all the cartoon.
Wow. And then
Oh,
this
the
was,
treasure
this was a
chest.
crisis, that's right.
Yeah.
The crisis,
Family crisis because Myra and I and John could never leave any candy or desserts or anything around. They would be wiped out in 2 seconds. So our dad brought a filing cabinet from the shop and put a combination lock on it. Put all the treats in the filing cabinet so we couldn't get
and he called it his treasure
the
chest.
treasure
His
chest.
treasure chest. Now this you might not know about, I discovered this. So it wasn't just Morris,
That I didn't know. Yeah.
Ethlyn hid.
Chocolate bars in her bedside table.
Did she really?
And then so there's this crisis, we had to discuss it.
What is that?
Okay,
This
like
was
that.
not a small fry matter. Fry, F-R-Y, is Fry's Cocoa.
Oh, yeah.
And so on. It's full of very corny puns.
Wow. That's
That's the
amazing.
Garber. And then,
chocolate
Yeah.
around the world,
Yeah.
and Ethlyn sending you chocolate
Yeah,
brownies.
when I worked on
This is a good
When I worked on an oil rig in Australia, my mother made chocolate brownies and sent them to me as this rig was 100 miles in the ocean, the Indian Ocean. And I get care packages with chocolate brownie and Hummentaschen from Purim, which is a Jewish dessert thing.
Delicacy, yeah. And in Israel, we got the brownies too. Right?
That's true, yeah.
And maple syrup.
Yeah. Okay. When Mark and Ellie moved to Canada, so did the Hagelslag.
Okay, so, yeah, because the Holland is is the in front, before that one. Yeah, so it's all
Okay.
about the Hagelslag.
Which are chocolate sprinkles, and they became a Palmer food staple. We could and did sprinkle them on almost everything. Oh dear. Years later, Mark, Ellie, Josh, and Raina traveled to Guatemala. Raina's birthplace. Guatemala is also the chocolate center of the universe. That's what it was. Bashar, as we say in Jewish, it was Bashar. It was all meant to be that we adopted Raina and went to Guatemala for the chocolate.
So then, right, you need an excuse, I guess. We want the chocolate. Oh, Raina, you can come too.
The Mayans first discovered cocoa beans.
Yes.
And it's true. And then, could you just read that one? They
Uh,
called it the...
nurtured the chocolate bean. They rightly called chocolate the food of the gods, indeed.
Indeed.
And they get to
It's
warriors.
Ezra-
They get to the warriors.
Indeed, just read
Okay.
it.
What? Then David Boder created his chocolate almond torte. As a Nirvana Notch product. Every Palmer who raised the fork was
They will have the genetic capability to eat
laden
that.
with chocolate almond torte, who inhaled the aroma, who licked the fork,
I get it.
quivered
I
in
get
his her cocoa brain, who glowed in the dark and grinned at peace. It was chocolate nirvana. When Markham asked about brownies, his reply was, "Brownie what? Brownie who?"
They're over. They're history.
Oh, that's right.
It's
Okay.
Hagelslag has been sent back to Holland.
All right. Happy 65th, love, Myra, December 8/17. Wow.
Wow.
That's lovely.
And this, you can read this
Okay.
one. But this, a number of people here are in this one. So it's just, okay, don't you go through it. From the 50s to the 90s. Okay, good.
I'll say something for a moment.
Well, you can put it in.
So, I am Mark's dealer. He is, and you know, he like has to shoot up every once in a while, so I bought him 5 chocolate almond torts, and he can now devour that. I wanted to say this about Mark, that he is definitely a pain in the tuchus. He's somebody who would come in the middle of the night, and at the end of the day when we were playing, when we got done with work, and he would take his basketball out, and I wanted to take a nap, and he'd start bouncing the ball around. Come on, you gotta play, you gotta play, you gotta play. I need a nap, I need a nap, I need a nap. And of course he got me to play because that's the way he is. You know, he just is good at motivating people. I think that's one of the great things about him. He motivated me to go climb Mount Sinai in the desert. He was the organizer of that. And you know, I have to point out, I'm praising Mark, but Ellie is pretty much Ellie and Mark. So let's not forget that. So he organized a trip to the Sinai, which I would have gladly have done, but I don't think I would have thought about it, and he loves planning. And I've got to say this, it was one of the greatest trips I've ever had. We went to Mount Sinai. I remember our friend Rick wanted to carry a rifle because he wanted to be a big shot, 18-year-old. And you have to see a picture of me that Mark had.
Except that he ended up in Elite Golani, but that's another story.
Right.
Yeah.
You should have, whereas
And
he was
Israeli soldier.
carrying the rifle. Meanwhile, there's a picture they took of me holding the rifle with the butt facing out and the right facing that way. It's a great shot of me. So we climbed Mount Sinai, and we were going up in in a great pace. If you remember, we got there, we left early in the morning, you know, it was that sunrise, and we figured we'd be the first one up there, and we just went to the top in about 45 minutes. I remember that Rick Abramson said, we must have made this in record time, as if nobody else ever got up there in 45 minutes, and we think we were the first one there, and of course, if you recall, there was a Bedouin there, all ready to, you know, sell some Arabic coffee to us and pita, and it was only a shekel. It was just like phenomenal to experience that moment, you know. And this guy was an entrepreneur, you know. He beat us up there well beforehand. Mark was always someone who, hey, let's go ahead and do this today. You know, I remember at the end of our old pond, he said, let's put on a show. You know, just like, oh, come on, it's such a pain in the talkers to put on a show. But he organized and got all these people to create sets and cut things and perform. And it was almost like, you know, the Judy Garland movies. Hey, let's go have a show. And, you know, and everybody says, oh, yeah, that's a great idea. Well, he was the one with the great idea, and he just got people to do it. He was just really, really great. Just a great motivator. Huh?
You started, so you have to say you starred in it, and you...
I started it.
Yeah.
I did. So the show was... Let me just... Right. Yeah. There was this guy who wrote... Should I tell this story? I should. So this guy wrote this story about... it was supposed to be funny about how Israel was created. There was nothing funny about it. He said, you've got to have funny things in there. Herzl wants to go to create the state of Israel, and he should have his mother sing goodbye to him, but you should say, oh, listen, take care of yourself. And somehow Herzl ends up in Uganda, where he meets this guy Tarzan, who says you should not be coming to Uganda, you should create a state in the land of Israel, and as a matter of fact, I want to marry your daughter. That's what he says to Herzl, and Herzl says, no, you can't, you're not Jewish. He says, no, my name is Tarzanowitz. And if you remember, and then if you recall, he shows he's also circumcised, if you remember. And then they go to the land of Israel, they create the state of Israel, and the punchline is that Herzl is known for, what's he known for? He's known for having created the first falafel stand. And so at the very end to Hatikva, I'm standing there with a pita, if you remember, you know, we're honoring Herzl's pita stand. I should point out, I also used to make a chocolate cake in Israel. If you remember the chocolate cake, this is the pre-tort. And pre-tort era. Yeah, pre-tort era. This was when it was a recipe that I got from the Jerusalem Post, and every time I made it, I adapted to American standards. You know, I used cups, and I guess it's the same thing here, cups and teaspoons, what have you, and ounces. And I made a great chocolate cake. It was always with great icing on it. And for any event, it was Thanksgiving or birthday party, I made the chocolate cake. When I gave that recipe out...
We have to tell that David had a great ability to break into the kibbutz kitchen.
Yes.
To get the ingredients that he needed to bake all kinds of things.
That's right. I began my career as a thief back then. So I would make this chocolate cake, and I gave out the recipe to tons of people. When I came to the United States, I lost that recipe. In 1970, it was a great recipe. So in 1983, I went back to Israel. This has nothing to do with you, really. But we went to visit some friend. We went to visit a friend over there who was serving us some tea. She came out with some tea, said, here's some tea, and David's chocolate cake. I want my recipe back. And so I got the recipe again. And